All right, who's ready to discover the power and seamless beauty of the Pretty Actions Retouch and Makeup collection? Now, if you are, and I know you are, we're gonna go ahead and just jump right in here and review what's included in the collection. Take a look at a few real quick before and afters. I love before and afters, and we're gonna go ahead and edit an image or two as well, so you can really see how these actions are going to work on your images. So if you look over here on the right hand side of the screen, you'll see Pretty Actions Retouch and Makeup. This is our collection. You have your all-in-one actions, okay? One-step necessities, pretty eyes, perfect teeth, natural beauty, just like a natural makeup palette here. Insta Smooth, Brighten and Glow. You have your magic actions for color casts, skin tones, and shine control. Okay, you've got all of the necessities for retouching. You have your foundation for different skin tones. You also have frequency separation actions to flawlessly smooth the skin and remove wrinkles and blemishes. It just gives you that really nice professional look when you're dealing with the skin, which is really, really nice to have something so easy to use right there within the collection. Perfect skin brushes. You can easily erase different, red, cyan, yellow, magenta skin tones. You can add a nice smoother to the skin as well. You have your pretty complexion brushes to add on a nice healthy glow. There's some peach actions, brighten the skin. There's a whole bunch in there. You've got actions to define the eyes, add eyeshadow, some shimmer. It's all here, guys. You have your bonus eyelash applicator. We'll be showing you how to use that in the next tutorial, so definitely take a look there. You've got your cheeks and lips, lots and lots of makeup here. Hair enhancers, shortcuts, and your all over clean color and black and white actions. I mean, this is just jam-packed. It's got everything that you need right here in one collection. Okay, so who's ready to take a look at some before and afters? We're gonna start off with this beautiful image here. And this is our before. It's a gorgeous image, a little bit dull. We just need to spice it up, add some color, and of course, smooth out the skin just a little bit, give her eyes a nice pop, add some lip color, and look at that after. Her skin looks so healthy, so beautiful. We added some lip color. What I just did was just group together the actions that I ran on this image. So we've got our heavy duty smoother, contouring, pretty eyes, clean color, and a little bit of lip stain. So again, before and after, loving it. Another before and after. Again, these are our actions grouped together. We've got our smoother, pretty eyes, radiant brightener, our contouring palette, and the clean color is just an all-in-one beautiful action to finish up your edits. Okay, before and after, look at how her eyes are just popping. Again, the skin looks so healthy. There's so many beautiful skin actions in this collection, okay? And let's go ahead and take a look at one more before and after. Look at how her eyes are just popping. Her skin is glowing. Her makeup is beautiful. We're gonna do a before and after here, but we're actually gonna edit this image, okay? So let's go ahead and dig in and have a little bit of fun with this collection. I like to start off with a smoother. Now I've already, oops, I've got one of my lash brushes here. Let me switch that to a normal one. Now I've already gone through and kind of cleared up any blemishes that she had previous to the tutorial. So now I'm just gonna scroll down and let's go ahead and use, let's see. I'm gonna use the heavy duty smoother. So I'm just gonna click on that and press play, and bam, here it is in our layers panel. Okay, so most of the actions in this collection are brushes, okay? So that means when you play it, it's not gonna automatically apply to your image. You'll be able to selectively apply it to images where you brush it on, which is really, really nice. It's a nice way to be able to customize the edit and just be able to apply that where needed. So when using the brushes, of course, you'll want to make sure that your brush is selected. You have white as the foreground color. Make sure that brush opacity is at 100% as well. And I'm just going to brush this on her skin here. Super easy. Now, if you make a mistake, that's totally fine with the brushes. Just bring black to the foreground color and brush it off wherever you did not want the enhancement to be applied. So I'm just going to keep going here. Now, when using the smoothers, anything that's going to smooth out the client's skin, you don't want to smooth out the details necessarily. So I'm not going to brush over her nostrils. I'm not going, I'll lower the opacity when going above her top lip there. You don't want to lose any detail. We just want the skin to look nice and smooth and healthy. And after I'm done brushing this on, I'll be able to change the actual opacity of the action itself. Now I'm just going to zoom in. Oh, maybe I'll zoom out just a little bit here. There we go. That's perfect. Let me grab my brush again. I'm just going to brush this onto her skin. Now, if you get close to, say, like a hairline or an eyebrow, you may see some sort of a dark shadow because it's pulling from that dark color, and you can just remove that along the edges. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and adjust my brush opacity here in a moment. Now, a lot of times it can be hard when you're brushing on an enhancement that is very subtle like this one. You may start to wonder where you've missed, if you brushed it everywhere that you meant to apply it. So if you're finding it hard to see, go ahead and press that backslash key and you can see everywhere that you missed. Okay, I missed quite a bit here, so I'm just gonna brush that in, and I'm just gonna kind of breeze through this here so I don't bore anyone with applying this enhancement. But you can see the picture here. Now I'm gonna press the backslash key again. I'm gonna reduce the opacity. I like to do this when going right above her lips there. Again, I'm not gonna brush over her nostrils. Just gonna go right under her bottom lashes, maybe a little bit under her eyebrow. And again, this is just at a reduced opacity, and that looks really nice. Now you can get the rest of the skin as well. You can see her arms are in the image. I like to do that with a lower opacity. I'll probably lower that down to around 30. Again, I'm not going over, say the crease here between her two arms. I don't want to soften any details per se. I'm just going over the skin to give it that nice, healthy look. Okay, now I know my application is not perfect here on her arms, so I'm not gonna press the backslash key. We're just gonna keep going here. We get along her lash line. Again, you'll wanna be a little bit more careful than I am. I just kinda wanna breeze through this so you can get a good idea of and feel of the actions in this collection. Okay, so that's looking pretty amazing. I love it. We're just gonna add a little bit of an eye pop here and scroll to the top of the collection, select Pretty Eyes, and press play. Okay, now if you have elements, this palette will already be open for you. For CS and CC users, you'll just open that up, clicking on the little triangle right there. Okay, so I've got white and whites. Let me grab my brush. Remember, white is the foreground color. Let's bring that opacity back up to 100%. And I'm making my brush larger and smaller by using the left and right bracket keys. Okay, so I'm just brushing on the whites of her eyes here. I think that's a little bit strong, so I'm just gonna bring that down. Her color, she's already got tons of color in her eyes, so I don't want to, apply more and have that look fake. Let's go ahead and enhance the catch lights just a little bit here. Okay, and that's my favorite part of the Pretty Eye action, is being able to enhance the catch lights. It just really gives the eye a nice pop. Okay, so I just brushed onto her irises to lighten the iris. If it's not enough, you can always bring that opacity up just a little bit. Okay, darken pupil. I like to use that and kind of go along the edge of her, the iris as well. I might bring that opacity down a little bit. There, that looks nice. Okay, bold lashes is perfect for sweeping right across that lash line. Okay, let's go left and right here. I'm just gonna make this a little bit smaller and go along the bottom lash line. And if you make a mistake, again, bring black to the foreground color and just paint over you know, wherever you had made that mistake, and it will go away. Easy as pie. Okay, so let's go ahead and add a little bit of clarity. Loving it. Now it is easy to overdo the eyes. So here's what I do. I like to close the folder. You can turn it off and on by clicking on the eyeball. Okay, that is quite a bit of a pop. So I'm just gonna take the opacity down to 0, work my way up until I feel like it's working best with the image. I'll leave that right around 64%. Okay, so again, using actions is very forgiving. You can adjust the opacity and just have it fit your image. That simple. Okay, so I do want to add a little bit of contouring to her face, and I'm going to show you how that works. We have an amazing contouring palette. I'm going to click on that here and press play. Let's go ahead and open that up. So we have our contour dark tones, 3 different tones, contour highlight, and optional blush. So if you're not familiar with contouring, let me just show you here this little preview of how to apply it. So notice where all the dark tones are versus the light being applied to the face. Now your client should not look like a clone. I know this looks very, very severe in this preview. You just want to lightly apply it to the areas where it shows. So along the hairline, you want to add some darkness along the jawline, right under the cheekbones, and in the inside of the bridge of the nose on the left and right. So highlights, middle of the forehead, down the bridge of the nose, under the eyes, and on the chin. So let's go back over here and see how that works. I'm gonna select the third or the darkest contour here and grab my brush. We'll just want to go right under the cheekbone there. Just define that, really gives the cheeks a nice angle. I personally like to bring the opacity down a little bit and then go along the jawline. Again, we're just really defining her face here. Along the hairline, go on the insides of the bridge of her nose here. Okay, look at that before and after. Really subtly enhancing her features, her existing features that she has. Can bring that back up to 100. Adding highlights to the middle of her forehead, going down the bridge of her nose, right there on the chin. Gonna make the brush a little bit smaller and go under her eyes as well. Okay. I think I want to lower the opacity. Let's go ahead and add a little bit of blush as well. I'm just gonna dab that right there on her cheeks. Definitely want to lower the opacity here. Just a little bit. There we go. That's perfect. Okay, look at the before and after on the contouring. We're just really able to define her features. That's the whole idea of contouring a face. So that's how it's done. Super, super easy. Let's go ahead and deal with the red tones that we're seeing on her her neck and shoulder here. So I'm just gonna scroll up a little bit, select Bye Bye Red, and play it. Okay. A lot of times when you see red tones, there's gonna be some magenta in it as well. So that's why we're playing both of the actions. And I'm just gonna remove some of the red on the palm of her hand, her pinky. I might play with the opacity here in just a moment. Okay, I just ran kicking magenta. We're gonna kick those magenta tones to the curb. There we go. Okay, let's go ahead and move over to the palm of her hand. I don't see too much there. Okay, really, really nice. So it kind of helps me eyeball it. Again, just bring that down to 0. Work your way up until you feel like it's really working for your image. Okay, gorgeous. I love it. All right, so let's go ahead and scroll down here. We're gonna add a little something to her lips, cheeks and lips. Let's add that pink, a little bit of pink gloss. Press play. I'm gonna zoom into the image here. Click on my brush. And I'm just gonna apply that to her top and bottom lips. Super easy. Voila. Okay, let's go ahead and lower the opacity just a little bit on the lips. Just have a nice little pop. All right, so last thing that we're going to add to this image is just a little bit of a hair enhancement. I'm going to run Redhead. And look what this does to her hair. It just brings out a beautiful, rich red color tone. Now I'm gonna bring the opacity down. I think that's a little much and I may play with it here in just a moment, but I'm just gonna brush that right onto her hair. And I'm gonna try and make my brush a little bit smaller and just go right over these little tendrils here. But look at the difference. Isn't that gorgeous? You've just got this really nice, deep, rich glow. And it just really adds, all the difference to this image. And even better yet, it's just super easy to apply. Okay, so I'm just gonna get the top right next to her forehead here. Now I already accidentally brushed some of the enhancement on her skin. Again, no big deal. I'm just gonna bring black to the foreground color, and I'm not being super careful here. Again, the whole purpose is to just show you what this collection does and how easy it is to apply these actions to your image. So there we go. Let's go ahead and take a look without and then with. Oh my gosh, huge difference. Just gorgeous. Let's go ahead and finish off this edit with our all over clean color. I'm going to press play. Now these are completely customizable. If you're using elements, scroll to the bottom of your collection and select open folder. Otherwise you can just click on the little triangle here for CS and CC versions. And I'm just going to, if you want to turn a particular enhancement off, click on the little eyeball there. Now I usually like to, as you've noticed by now, I like to bring the enhancement down to 0 and just kind of work my way up until I find that a particular enhancement is working best with an image. Okay, so that's really nice. I think I'm gonna run it again and just mask it off here. I'm gonna press Control-Command-I. Now my layer mask is black, so let me grab my brush again, bring white to the foreground color. Just gonna brighten her hair a little bit here and just really make that pop. Okay, don't have to be super perfect, but there we go. Let's go ahead and group these together and see a real quick before and after. Bam, loving it. Look at that. We got rid of those red tones. Her skin, it's so easy to get a beautiful, nice, healthy glow with these actions. Her hair is popping. Her eyes are popping. When your eyes are just drawn straight in towards this image, for all the right reasons. I love it. Okay, so let's go ahead and keep moving on here. We have one more image to edit, and I'm gonna try and edit this one a little bit differently, just so you can see kind of all the actions and what they do, what you get in this collection. So real quick before and after, of course her skin looks amazing, creamy. She's got that beautiful glow and her eyes are popping in the image. It's just amazing. So let's go ahead and start fresh here. I'm gonna scroll up towards the top. And let's go ahead and see what this action does. I think this one's pretty cool. Insta Smooth and Brighten and Glow. I'm going to press play. Notice how the changes made are just applied to her skin. Now this action is made to detect skin tones. It is for versions CS5 and above. There's plenty of actions to use for all versions of Photoshop in this collection. But this particular one is CS5 and above. But look at that, it detects skin tones. So if you have something in your image that is similar to the color of a skin tone, it will apply to that as well. So keep that in mind. I'm just gonna open that up, kind of adjust, make a few little adjustments here. Okay. Look at a real quick before and after. I love it. So I just took away some of the red tones that it was adding. Again, you can play with your opacity. Really nice quick way to smooth out, give the skin tone a nice all-in-one smoothness, brighten it, and give it a little bit of a glow as well. So I really, really like that one and wanted to show that to you guys. Let's go ahead and take a look at our magic actions. Shine Control is pretty neat as well. Paint all over your subject's skin. Only the shine or blown out areas of the skin will be corrected. It's like magic, okay? It really is. So I'm gonna make my brush a little bit larger here. Just make sure white is the foreground color. You also wanna steer clear of the eyes. Okay, so notice I'm brushing everywhere, but the only changes really being made are on the lighter areas of the skin. I could mask that off of her ring as well, but look at that before and after. All the shine has been corrected and it was super easy to do. So I'm just gonna play with the opacity. That's looking beautiful. It just gives her skin a really nice soft look. So I love that. Now normally, I would, of course, do some contouring. So let's go ahead and do that one more time here. I'm just gonna open up the palette, grab the darker brown, and just get right under her cheekbone there. I'm gonna lower my opacity right along her jawline. Let's get inside the bridge of her nose. Okay. Right along the hairline. Let's go ahead and get the highlights. Okay, a lot of resizing of your brush. Okay, I just noticed my brush is at 47%, so I may play with the opacity of the layer here in a moment. Let's see, I do like the highlights. I usually don't like to overdo it with that, but let's go ahead and take the opacity of the darker tones up just a little bit. I think her cheek is plenty pink, so you can definitely see the blush there. I'm gonna leave that as is. Let's go ahead and just clean up the eyes here. We'll run the all-in-one color and take a look at another gorgeous before and after. Okay, so let's go ahead and add a little bit of a pop to the catch lights. Okay, we're gonna lighten the iris area. Okay, I'm gonna go through this one pretty quickly. As you know, you can always adjust the individual opacities. Okay, let's go ahead and go along the lash line here. Make that a little bit smaller for the bottom lash line. Add a little bit of clarity, and then we'll zoom out and take a look at the overall enhancement for the eyes. before and after. I actually think that's perfect. I'm not going to mess with it. It just came out beautifully. Let's go ahead and click on clean color. Okay, loving it. Now, of course, we can adjust the layers inside of this particular action. I think I'm gonna bring the pop down just a little bit. Let's keep that nice and soft. I'm gonna play with the brightness of the image. We keep that right around 30%. And rich color, we can take that down a little bit as well, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and take a real quick look at before and after of this image. And there we go, before and after. Super, super easy. We were able to give a nice soft look to her skin. Again, that all over clean color is just a gorgeous way to finish off your edits as well. So glad we could include that in this collection. All right, you guys, thanks so much for tuning in and seeing how amazing and powerful these actions are on your images. They're so easy to use. And I hope you guys have as much fun using the actions in our Retouch and Makeup collection as we did making them. All right, thanks guys.